Good afternoon and welcome to the weekly business meeting of the South Carolina Public Service Commission. Today is Thursday, March 6, 2025, and it is approximately 1 p.m. Before we begin, would you please join me in a moment of silent reflection? Thank you very much. All commissioners are present in the hearing room. Mr. Scarborough, please, if you would, proceed.
Good afternoon, Chair Powers, Vice Chair Williams, and Commissioners. First order of business is to set the next regularly scheduled business meeting. Staff recommends that the next Commission business meeting be set for Thursday, March 13th, 2025 at 1 o'clock p.m.
The next business meeting will be Thursday, March 13th at 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Today we have 12 items on the utilities agenda and 32 items on the transportation agenda. Item number 1 on the utilities agenda is in dockets numbered 1998-61C and 1999-479C. This item involves acceptance for filing for information purposes only, notification of the proposed transfer of indirect control of Quantum Shift Communications Incorporated to Smart App TGN Incorporated.
Thank you. Having heard item 1 as presented by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the Commission accept the filing of Quantum Shift Communications Incorporated, which is submitted for informational purposes only, and is the notice of proposed transfer of indirect control of Quantum Shift Communications, Inc. to App Smart TGN Incorporated.
Thank you very much. The motion has been made by Commissioner Williams. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 2 is in docket number 2024-326C. This item involves final disposition of this docket.
As to item number 2 is presented, is there any motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Caston.
Thank you. I move that the Commission approve Toro Vertical LLC's application for a Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity to provide facilities-based and resold local exchange and inter-exchange telecommunication services throughout the state of South Carolina. That the Commission grant Toro Vertical's request for alternative regulation of its inter-exchange service offerings in accordance with Commission Order numbers 95-1734 and 96-55. I also move that Toro Vertical be granted flexible regulation of its local exchange telecommunication services in accordance with Commission Order number 98-165. That Toro Vertical be granted a waiver of the requirements that Toro Vertical's records be kept within the state as required by South Carolina Code Annotated Regs 103-610. Additionally, I move that Toro Vertical be allowed to maintain its records in accordance with the General Assembly, the generally accepted accounting principles. That Toro Vertical be granted a waiver of the requirements imposed by South Carolina Code Annotated Regulations 103-631, as Toro Vertical does not intend to offer voice services at this time. That the Commission approve the stipulation between Toro Vertical and the South Carolina Telephone Coalition, and the terms of this stipulation be incorporated into the Commission's order in this matter. And finally, that the Commission grant Toro Vertical's motion for confidential treatment of Exhibit D to the application. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Caston, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 3 is in docket number 2008-462C. This item involves acceptance for filing for information purposes only, the notification of indirect transfer of control of Network Innovations LLC, doing business as NITEL, to Comcast Business Solutions LLC.
Having heard item number 3, is there a motion?
Mr. Chair.
Vice Chair Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the Commission accept the filing of Network Innovations LLC, doing business as NITEL Incorporated, which is submitted for information purposes only, and is the notice of proposed transfer of indirect control of Network Innovations LLC to Comcast Business Communications LLC. So moved.
Thank you very much. Having heard the motion by Vice Chair Williams, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 4 appears in dockets number 2023-319A and 2022-168A. This is a request from Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC for confidential treatment of certain portions of the report related to the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and the Inflation Reduction Act.
As to item number 4, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
Thank you. I move that the Commission grant Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC's request for confidential treatment of certain portions of the company's Progress and Informational Report on the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and the Inflation Reduction Act, which are being filed in compliance with Commission Order Numbers 2023-67, 2023-314, and 2023-702. I further move that the Commission find the confidential version of the report contain proprietary, confidential, and commercially sensitive information of a nature that disclosure of such would be economically harmful to the companies. As such, I move that the Commission grant protection from disclosure of the confidential report so that it is exempt from disclosure under the Freedom of Information Act, SC Code annotated sections 30-4-10 et sec, and is exempt from public disclosure. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Thomas, is any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 5 is in docket number 2024-319E. This is a petition from Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated for an accounting order related to certain environmental compliance costs.
As to item number 5, is there a motion? Commissioner Belser.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the Commission grant the petition of Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated for an accounting order. In moving to grant the petition, I also move that the Commission finds that the petition complied with applicable law and the requirements of Order Number 2023-38. Specifically, Dominion has addressed the two-pronged test, 8 considerations, and the estimated impact on revenue and rates as required therein. As a result of granting the petition, Dominion shall have the authority for regulatory accounting purposes to defer as a regulatory asset the incremental purchase power expense Dominion will incur as a result of South Carolina Generating Company Incorporated's compliance with the Federal Steam Electric Power Generating Effluent Limitations Guidelines related to the Arthur M. Williams generating stations. To defer environmental cleanup, operation, and maintenance costs being incurred at the Kennedy's facility due to compliance with the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System rules as adopted by the South Carolina Department of Environmental Services and Federal Coal Combustion Residual rules. To defer environmental cleanup operation and maintenance costs incurred at the PAR facility from legacy operations at that site in compliance with occupational safety and health permissible exposure limits and the Environmental Protection Agency's industrial regional screening levels, and to record carrying cost on the balance in the deferred cost regulatory assets related to all the projects included in the petition at the company's previously approved cost of debt rate in effect at the time the deferral cost was incurred. In Order Number 2021-570, issued in docket number 2020-125-E, the Commission approved a cost of debt of 5.56%. In the company's most recent retail electric generation electric general rate case, docket number 2024-34-E, The Commission approved a cost of debt of 5.70% as memorialized in Order Number 2024-610. Entry of this accounting order does not result in any changes to Dominion's retail electric rates at this time. As noted in Order Number 2023-38, the entry of an accounting order only provides a method to track and record cost and does not result in any finding involving prudency or reasonableness for the purposes of cost recovery. Issuance of this accounting order will not preclude any party from addressing all utility rate-making aspects of these costs in any proceeding where cost recovery is sought, including but not limited to reasonableness and prudency of the cost, the calculation of carrying cost only being applied on prior month balances, calculation of the deferral balances, review of the underlying cost deferred, the amortization period for recovery, whether to include the unamortized balanced in rate base, and any potential cost offsets and any customer protections. Therefore, parties may make recommendations concerning recovery of deferred amounts in future rate or cost recovery proceedings, and the Commission maintains its authority to make determinations regarding cost recovery of deferred amounts.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 6 appears in docket number 2024-270E. This item involves the oral arguments heard on October 24th, 2024, and a request from the Office of Regulatory Staff to administratively close this docket.
Item number 6, is there a motion?
Chair Powers, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston.
Thank you. I move that the Commission administratively close this docket. As part of docket number 2024-144-E, this is the generic docket opened by Commission Order number 2024-647 for the consideration of the evaluation of CPRE program solicitations by each utility whose CPRE process was affected by Act 62, to include Duke Energy Carolinas LLC, Duke Energy Progress LLC, Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated, and Santee Cooper. The Commission has disposed of the issues in related docket number 2024-144E on February 21st, 2025, and a full order is pending. Thus, this docket should be administratively closed by the clerk. I move that the Commission direct the clerk of the Commission to close this docket.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Caston, is any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item number 7 has been deleted from today's agenda. Item number 8 is in docket number 2024-18E. This is a request from South Carolina Conservation League, Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, and Sierra Club for confidential treatment of the joint comments and exhibits filed in this docket.
Having heard the item, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the Commission grant the request of South Carolina Coastal Conservation League, Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, and the Sierra Club for confidential treatment of its joint comments and exhibits filed on February 14th, 2025 in this docket. I further move the Commission find that the confidential version of the joint comments and exhibits filed by the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League, Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, and the Sierra Club contains information that the South Carolina Public Service Authority, or Santee Cooper, marked confidential, and that the Coastal Conservation League, Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, and the Sierra Club agreed to maintain such information's confidentiality under seal. Therefore, due to the sensitive and confidential information of a nature of a nature the information designated as confidential, its disclosure would be harmful to Santee Cooper. This information is exempt from disclosure under the Freedom of Information Act, South Carolina Code, annotated sections 30-4-10, ex sequitur, and it is exempt from public disclosure.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion as made by Commissioner Williams, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 9 has been deleted from today's agenda. Item number 10 is in dockets numbered 2022-151WS, 2021-161W, 2022-166W, and 2022-167W. This is a request from CSWR South Carolina Utility Operating Company, LLC, for confidential treatment of the attachments to its customer report for the fourth quarter of 2024.
As to item number 10, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Caston.
Thank you. I move that the Commission grant CSWR South Carolina Utility Operating Company, LLC's request for confidential treatment of the attachments to the fourth quarter of 2024 customer report. I move that the Commission find the confidential version of attachments to the fourth quarter 2024 customer report contains sensitive, confidential information of a nature the disclosure of which would be harmful and would constitute an unreasonable invasion of privacy. This report contains personal identifying and other information. As such, I move the Commission grant protection from disclosure of these confidential attachments to the 2024 fourth quarter customer report of SCWR, South Carolina Utility Operating Company, LLC. This information is exempt from disclosure under the Freedom of Information Act, South Carolina Code, annotated sections 30-4-10, and it is exempt from public disclosure. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Caston, is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belcher.
just I think if I heard wrong, I apologize, but I think I heard a reference to SCWR, and I think the company's name is CSWR.
I trust you on that
So
because I will.
to the extent, if
work
it was said, could we correct it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Please do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Belcher. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no. Ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 11 appears in docket number 2009-411G. This is a petition from Piedmont Natural Gas Company, Incorporated, for an extension of its existing energy efficiency programs.
As to item number 11, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the Commission grant the request of Piedmont Natural Gas Company, Incorporated, for an additional 3-year extension of its existing energy-efficient programs through March 31st, 2028.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Thomas, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no. The ayes have it, the motion carries.
Item number 12 has been deleted from today's utilities agenda. So moving on to the transportation agenda, we have 21 applications for new Class C and Class E certificates, which the Commission can address together. Item A1 is in docket number 2025-39T, which is the application of We Care 360 Transport, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A2 appears in docket number 2025-40T. This is the application of Caddy Chauffeur, LLC, for a Class C charter certificate. Item A3 is in docket number 2025-41T, which is the application of Jerome Andrews for a Class C taxi certificate. Item A4 is in docket number 2025-42T. This is the application of Ride Ready NEMT, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A5 is in docket number 2025-43T, which is the application of K&H Logistics, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A6 is in docket number 2025-44T. This is the application of Priority Transportation Services LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A7 is in docket number 2025-45T. This is the application of Set Wake Savannah LLC for a Class C charter certificate. Item A8 is in docket number 2025-46T, which is the application of Piece of Cake Moving plus Storage LLC for a Class E household goods certificate. Item A9 is in docket number 2025-47T, which is the application of Primeco Transport LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A10 is in docket number 2025-48T, which is the application of Primeco Transport LLC for a Class C stretcher van certificate. Item A11 is in docket number 2025-49T. This is the application of Emerald Transport Services LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A12 is in docket number 2025-50T. This is the application of Marsick 2 Movers and Storage LLC for a Class E household goods certificate. Item A13 is in docket number 2025-51T. This is the application of S&M Transportation LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A14 is in docket number 2025-52T. This is the application of Mantis Transport of SC LLC for a Class C charter certificate. Item A15 is in docket number 2025-53T. This is the application of Empower Health for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A16 is in docket number 2025-54T, which is the application of Pathways Transportation LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A17 is in docket number 2025-55T. This is the application of MGM Grand 2 LLC for a Class C taxi certificate. Item A18 is in docket number 2025-56T. This is the application of iRide Transit LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A19 is in docket number 2025-58T, which is the application of Coastline Ambulance LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A20 is in docket number 2025-67T, which is the application of Empire Taxi LLC for a Class C taxi certificate. And finally, item A21 is in docket number 2025-68T. This is the application of QT Express LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. That has to be a record of some sort. As to items A1 through A21, as presented by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the Commission approve the applications for Class C and Class E certificates in items numbers A1 through A21 as identified by Mr. Scarborough. A directive order will be issued for the applications in the respective docket.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Williams, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no. Ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part B of the Transportation Agenda, we have two requests to amend certificates that the Commission can address together. Item B1 is in docket number 2008-284T. This is a request from Generations Unlimited to amend Class C non-emergency certificate number 8012 to read Generations Unlimited doing business as Local Motion. Item B2 appears in docket number 2004-291T. This is a request from Dolores Davis, Robert Williams, and Emma Green doing business as Easy Riding Shuttle and Limousine Service to amend Class C Charter Certificate number 7499 to read Easy Riding Shuttle and Limousine Partnership, LLC.
As to items B1 and B2 as presented by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the Commission approve the request to amend the certificates in item numbers B1 and B2 as identified by Mr. Scarborough. A directive order will be issued to amend the motor carrier's Class C certificate in the respective docket.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Thomas, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part C of the Transportation Agenda, we have one request to amend an application. Item C1 appears in docket number 2024-292T. This is a request from Rajan Cannon to amend his application for a Class C taxi certificate to read, It's to Go, LLC.
Item C1, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the commission grant the request of Rajan Cannon to amend its application for a Class C taxi certificate to read, It's to Go, LLC.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part D of the Transportation Agenda, we have two requests to cancel certificates that the Commission can address together. Item D1 is in docket number 2018-309T. This is a request from Mantis Transport of SC LLC to cancel Class C non-emergency certificate number 9399. And item D2 appears in docket number 2024-136T. This is a request from BNS Trucking LLC to cancel Class C non-emergency certificate number 9959.
As to items D1 and D2, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
thank you. I move that the commission approve the request to cancel the certificates and items identified D1 and D2 as identified by Mr. Scarborough. Directive order will be issued to cancel each motor carrier's Class C certificate. So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Belser, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part E of the Transportation Agenda, we have one request to suspend a certificate. Item E1 is in docket number 2023-30T, 302T. This is a request from Teflon Industries Transportation Services, LLC, to suspend Class C Charter Certificate number 9879 for 12 months.
Item E1, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the commission grant the request of Teflon Industries Transportation Services, LLC, to suspend its certificate number 9879 for 12 months until March 6, 2026. The effect of this suspension means that the motor carrier known as Teflon Industries Transportation Services, LLC, cannot operate or do business as a taxi during this period of suspension, and not until the motor carrier comes into compliance with the Commission's rules and regulations and certificate number 9879 is reinstated. Prior to the expiration of this suspension period on March 6, 2026, Teflon Industries Transportation Services, LLC must come back into compliance with the Commission's rules and regulations or seek further extension or other relief from the Commission.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part F of the Transportation Agenda, there are two requests for reinstatement of certificates that the Commission can address together. Item F1 is in docket number 2022-60T, which is a request from Upstate Moving and More, LLC, for reinstatement of Class E Household Goods Certificate number 9902. And item F2 appears in docket number 2009-520T. This is a request from Philip M. King, Sr. for reinstatement of Class C Taxi Certificate number 8219.
Having heard items F1 and 2 as presented by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Caston.
Thank you. I move that the commission approve the request to reinstate the certificates and items number F1 and F2 as identified by Mr. Scarborough. A directive order will be issued to reinstate the motor carrier's Class C and Class C certificate upon compliance with Commission rules and regulations. So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it, the motion carries.
In Part G of the transportation agenda, we have two requests for extensions of time. Item G1 is in docket number 2024-296T. This is a request from Integrity Medical Transportation, LLC, for a 6-month extension of time to comply with Commission rules and regulations.
Item G1, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the commission grant the request of Integrity Medical Transportation, LLC, for a 6-month extension of time until September the 6th, 2025, to comply with commission rules and regulations as required to operate and use the Class C non-emergency certificate.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Thomas, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Item G2 appears in docket number 2024-334T. This is a request from VIP Luxury Rides, LLC, for a 12-month extension of time to comply with Commission rules and regulations.
As to item G2, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the commission grant the request of VIP Luxury Rides, LLC, for an extension of time until December 18th, 2025, to comply with commission rules and regulations as required to operate.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion, is any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
In Part H of the transportation agenda, we have one request to withdraw an application. Item H1 is in docket number 2024-124T, which is a request from Classic Black Transportation, LLC, to withdraw docket number 2024-124T and to rescind Commission Order number 2024-495.
As to item H1, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move the commission grant the request of Classic Black Transportation, LLC, to withdraw its application in docket number 2024-124T and to rescind commission order numbers 2024-255 and 2024-495 for a Classic C charter bus certificate pursuant to Regulation 103-853.b. The motor carrier Classic Black Transportation, LLC, states that the bus was sold in January 2025 and there is no longer a need for this authorization. The clerk of the commission is directed to administratively close the docket.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Williams, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by no, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, this concludes all business noticed before the Commission today.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough, and thank all who joined us. Be kind to each other and enjoy your day. We are adjourned.